I've never made a YouTube video before. And I'm not trying to be mysterious, or I'm not doing this for clout, or this is a cry for help. I've had one of the worst days I've had in a long time. My marriage is falling apart. I've come to faith, and it's made me see the world through a new lens. And everyone I love has questioned my capacity or rejected me outright. There's so much that I feel like I want to get off my chest, but I think I just want to talk about some things and maybe get some confirmation that I'm either not crazy or maybe I am. It's really hard to wake up every day and question if the reality I'm experiencing is real. I think I know what's real. My brain lies to me a little bit, but I think I know what's real. My wife is traveling this week. She went on a trip with her sister to visit some cousins in another city. And I have, there's a lot of tension in our marriage for a number of different reasons. But for the last couple of years, I've realized that how selfish my wife is, and how we have two very different views on what being in a partnership or a marriage looks like. It was about 12 years ago, we just crashed into each other, and I got her pregnant. And I love her, and it didn't worry me or intimidate me. Like, I was not in a good place. I was struggling with drugs and alcohol, and I was living in my mom's basement. But when she got pregnant with that kid, something changed, and I turned my whole life around, and I started a career, and I got off the drugs and alcohol. I started to have gravitas. Other men started to come to me to seek my counsel, and I was respectable, and something along the last couple of years, I started to feel really unfulfilled and purposeless. And my wife has such contempt and zero respect for me, and I can't figure out what I did. I've made mistakes, and I have a temper. I've never struck her or called her a name. Anyway, she's traveling, and we were having a text exchange last night. And I have anxiety about this type of stuff. There's never been fidelity issues in our marriage, but like I have some insecurities I need to work on, and I acknowledge that. But she knows this as well, and she always likes to throw it in my face that it makes me come off as insecure and unattractive and blah 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 blah. But I can't help but get this feeling like that people who are in partnerships with love and respect don't behave this way. And so what she did was, we were texting, and at about 10 p.m. my time, which is about an hour ahead of where she was at, I asked what they were getting up to, and she just stopped texting me. And so she wasn't opening and reading my texts, and she didn't reach out until 12 o'clock today, the next day. And it just had me like sick to my stomach over it. Not because like I think she's out cheating on me. I think the possibility of that is so slim. Like, yeah, the thought creeps in my head, but like that's not what I'm like. Part of it's her safety. A huge part of it is baggage that I already have. And I accept that. I acknowledge it. What really fucking pisses me off is that she knows it. And she knows it's a sensitivity. But she fucking does it anyway. And then when I tell her, like I try to express to her, like, hey, this like that doesn't feel good to me. Like I get told I'm insecure and needy and fucking how unattractive it is. And it's like, fuck, man. I live by this double standard where like I'm responsible for my behavior because it impacts everyone else's feelings. And then, but no one else is responsible for the way that their behavior impacts mine. I'm responsible for my reactions and my emotions, which I actually agree with. That's true. But you can't fucking like be an asshole and not expect to hurt the people around you. You can't just act like a cunt and be like fucking, oh, you're responsible for your own feelings. I didn't do anything wrong. Like I've been I know this is like really one-sided and I'm being like very poor me. Dude, I wouldn't be here if covering my face no less. Like because I'm not doing this for fucking I don't even know if anyone will watch it, but I'm not doing this for fucking views or whatever, right? Like I'm so fucking ashamed that I don't have this like confidence. My kids have seen me cry more in the last 2 fucking months, dude. One of the realizations I've come to about like men and mental health is that like they say like you need to talk to someone, right? But like most people aren't emotionally equipped to handle like a man reaching out for help. And I think that most men have very, very few people that they can trust with that type of vulnerability. And so most often we get punished. We get punished for trying to express feelings. And ultimately, like everything gets bottled up. And so it either comes out as like complete despair or fucking rage. I'm sorry. The truth is, I don't really have any friends. I have people that I like, and I have people that tell me that, hey, you can call me anytime. I don't trust any of those people. I had a family member I was very close to, but it got fucked up. I'm annoyed and angry that I can't talk to my wife about this without getting punished or being like too much. That's like the worst part, man. It's either like I'm either not enough or too much all the time. I heard this Chris Rock joke about how men only get unconditional love, or no, children and dogs. Women, children, and dogs, I think that's what it is, are the only creatures that get unconditional love. And dude, it's so fucking true. Like I could be having this conversation with her and telling her my experience and she could tell me how much she unconditionally loves me. And then you make one little fucking error. And it's like, no, we're going to talk about boundaries and I got to do a pros and cons list as fucking separation. It's like, dude, we have our wedding vows framed above our bed. And every day I look at that and I try to live up to those. I don't even think she knows what she fucking said. Because like I look at the way she behaves and what's written on the paper and it's like, you don't even fucking, like this was just going through the motions for you. I understand more about male suicide now, I think, because I'm not going to do anything, so nobody freak out. But like I'm at this point in my life where I feel so unfixable. And I have this tiny little voice in my head that's just constantly telling me that like I'm wrong. and that as soon as someone gets to know me, they're going to leave, which has actually been accurate historically. And I've been in therapy, and that's the thing. It's a head exercise. Like, how do you get the heart and the head to line up? I know all the fucking concepts, man, but what do you do? What do I tangibly do in these moments? There's nothing. I just have to sit here and be with the feeling. Well, months and months and months of feeling like this. Like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. And so it's not like, oh, poor me, I'm so sad. It's like, dude, there's no fucking respite. There's no fucking way out. And I've been asking for help. I've been asking. And I just get told I'm too much. I'm too needy. I'm too emotional. I asked for help. I'm not going to do anything. I have 2 kids, and they're fucking amazing, and they're the only thing that keeps me around. Anyway, I'm trying to cultivate a relationship with God, and I joined a church, and I'm very pleased with what I'm learning, but things haven't gotten easier. They've gotten harder. But I'm not crazy. I just don't feel like it's too much to ask to fucking not have your wife out drinking all night in a strange city and not letting you know she got home safe. Is that what? Am I the asshole? Because I'm not trying to control her. It's not about being needy or controlling. It's about like, hey, with alcohol involved and your dumb cunt fucking sister, recently divorced, by the way, who doesn't like me, so fuck. I've made mistakes. I got my own problems. But the thing is I'm always the one that has to have an answer for it. I'm always the one that has to be accountable. I have to have a plan, and I can't step out of line or it's a fucking catastrophe. But I try to hold her to the same standard, and I'm controlling, and I'm abusive, and I'm manipulative, and I'm a fucking gaslighter. I need help, and I don't know what to do. My parents are a mess. Sometimes I read this from St. Silouan the Athonite, and he said something along the lines of, when you feel wronged, to pray like this: Lord, we are all thy servants. Grant us your mercy and turn us to repentance. I haven't felt the grace or the peace that people say come with coming to Christ. I pray earnestly. I go to church, but things have just gotten harder. And I know that God is showing me what I need to work on. But I just want peace. I don't have any peace. I'm tired. I'm so tired of fighting. That's it, I guess. Let me know in the comments. Fucking, all right.